Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. Your spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
Okay, let me say welcome to all of you in viewing land. We want to say welcome to the program, The Bottom Line Liberia. This is a program that discusses the issues from the top to the bottom, leaving no stones unturned, and we provide our own analysis of the issues. But basically, we look at the major newspapers in Liberia and selecting the major stories and analyzing it in our own way. You may have read that paper or those papers, but when we discuss the issue, we take it from different angles. So we want to say welcome to you. If you join here for the first time, make this place your home. We are here Tuesdays and Fridays of every week, and sometimes we do come on other weekdays. But we want to say welcome to our panelists tonight, Mr. Abbott Mowe and also Paul Lord Chiruple. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you, Linford.
It's and Paul, you live in the UK. I understand that July 4, yesterday, was elections there. And I don't know. I got two questions to ask you. Why did the United Kingdom government decide, why did they decide to have elections on American Independence Day, one? And two, why is it that your prime minister then can stay long in power? Every time you got to have new prime minister. Let me start you off this way.
Right. Linford, first of all, I want to say good evening and to our viewers and also to you guys. And your question, July 4th, the thing with the British government, the prime minister can call election anytime when pressure is on him. They don't have a fixed date. Okay. So he can call election anytime. And when he feel that he's confident or she feel that she's confident that they can win election, they can call. So, and then they serve for 5 years. So in Boris Johnson, when he won his election, he meant to go for 5 years, but then after Brexit, his party challenged him to a leadership contest. So he had to step aside. And then that's how came this woman called Theresa May. And also there was a leadership contest that got her out of the room and brought in, after Theresa May or Boris Johnson, then this Liz Truss came into office that lasted for only 45 days because her performance was poor. And then we have Rishi Sunak, the first Asian to become prime minister. He was actually ending Boris Johnson's term. And so he had to call a general election. So usually they call election in May, but he was trying to delay. So that's why he called for, it's always on a Thursday. And the way the British system works, it's not like America or Liberia, where when you win election, they got to wait for 3 months before they have inauguration and then you into office. Today, if the winner going straight into the building, they start work. There is not inauguration, nothing. So what happened? You go to the king or the queen for the queen to give you that power to establish your new government. And now the 10th dynasty, which almost like the White House, the prime minister, the loser now, by 12 o'clock midday, The removal van is at his door to clear all his material and then bring in the other prime minister of goods. So we don't waste time here. You see? So guys have to get to work. The country won't wait for any kind of nonsense. Say, let wait, because they in parliament every day, they debating the issue. They know what is going on. They have a shadow government in place, ready to step in. So that's how it works. So the new prime minister, I think, down the street now as we speak.
Yeah, because I was just about to ask you, when Suna was giving his exit message, and then the new prime minister was also giving his, taking over message, and I was like, so the guys were ready at the time just to start to work. But that was some good clarity, and that it brings me to the point where I don't think any Liberian can really become president because they got a tendency where when they win, they got to take extra months to say the transitioning, and then and that's why they already are on this program that during that transition period is where all the yama things can happen. Okay, so in Liberian parlance, because the outgoing government will take some things, the incoming government too will take something, and then there will be the question, oh, how much you left in the coffers, or what all you left at the ministry? Oh, I left this, and then the people say, no, we didn't see this, so nobody can actually be there to balance. But I think the British system is good, such that the moment you are declared winner, you get on the ground running, and you don't have to wait for any inauguration, you don't have to wait for any changing over and thing, because their system is transparent. They know exactly what the particular ministry has, and the new government coming in has a record of what is there, and the old government is leaving a record and will go by it. So I think it's very good.
And another thing before our comes in, what happened, because it's parliamentary thing that they have here, these guys in the parliament, they debate every day. So the shadow government have access to the government document. So when if the debate that goes on into parliament, when they say education, they have people within, and what happened is the civil servant provide them with information. So they are aware of what the government is up to, they're spending all that. So they debate these issues. So they don't waste time, say, "Oh, let's go through all of those process," because we're in if a minister of education, we're in his profile that he traveled with, the shadow person also have that document. So they debate it all the time. So they don't waste time. So the parliamentary thing is quite good, because that's where you know the strength of your opposition and the leadership. You got to be up your game. If not, they'll sweep you off. So the system is good, and we don't here to waste time. Yeah. So the Liberia now, for example, because we follow the American system, you got to go through. You're bringing in new people. You got to go through, how they call it, 3 months of transitional period to tell this person, oh, this is where we're going to get you inherit this. No, but these guys already know what they're going into, so they don't waste time. And interestingly, before our come in, we have the first Liberian MP. She was elected last night.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to put this thing out in it. Let me share this thing, and you guys will be fascinated about this story. The first Liberian MP, member of parliament.
Wow.
Yeah,
My brother.
and so I don't know, you can see this thing on the screen. If you look up there, that woman in the middle there, Labor Miata family elected MP for Peckham.
Wow. So
See that?
Peckham is or district in the city, or
yeah, London is divided by 15 boroughs.
okay.
And Peckham and Camberwell is in the borough of Southwark. So it's almost the represent. So she represents the people of Peckham and Camberwell. If you heard that word Camberwell before. So this is the first, and yeah, so Miata Formula is the daughter of H. Burma Formula, Dr. A, and she's a doctor. She
Okay.
was an economic advisor to the former Prime Minister David Cameron, the conservative leader. Now she has been elected on a Labour ticket to represent Commonwealth and Peckham. So we have the first Liberian MP. So just to tell you, I'm happy because she won her seat, and I'll put her picture up here for people to see her. That is the
I,
girl,
I I
Dr.
think
Miata
that's
Formula.
yeah. I think that's something that all Liberians should be proud of, or because about maybe Abba would like to come in at this juncture.
Uh, well, it is indeed a proud to Liberian. That shows the uh, the level of our, where should I say, the Liberian history and civilization. That we are one, I would say, one of the world's oldest country when it comes to governance. We should be in a position to do better. We should be able to be that family to work anywhere on the globe in any space, among other people in and around the world. So, electing a Liberian-born person to the British Parliament, that's a huge, uh, that's a huge congratulations to us as nationals of Liberia. We hope uh, our sister in there will influence things on our behalf in the British Parliament for Liberia's assistance. Um, and regarding the way the take over the government is done, I prefer that because a government should be a system of continuation, meaning a government is always to be in place. This is why I have problem with the unitary form of government or governance in Liberia because it seems like when there is an election, the whole system is seen to be broken down and criminal minded people will be taking state properties. The money don't even mention it. It's just something to take because
Hmm.
nobody will see you. But some physical properties will be taken by people, for example, the vehicles. I remember during those uh, interim government administrations in Monrovia. Um, I think Ruth Perry was taking over, and yeah, Ruth Perry took over and led the government to the election that brought Charles Taylor to the presidency. However, during that tenure, vehicles that were bought for government to facilitate the state to come back into existence. When the election took place and there were winners, people organized themselves, and the agency of the Liberian government are supposed to take care of the properties of government, the GSA agency. Surprisingly, they were selling the vehicles to people for like Nyamfo and my friend, or Lopez, my friend. So, oh, my man, some, I want that vehicle over there, man. Or my man can go to GSA and go to the person, or can there will fix the paper. The vehicle is costing maybe 45,000 Liberian or United States dollars, and government has used it for 3 years. So according to them, uh, if a $45,000 car will be used for 3 years, and then it considered as scrap. Do you have factory to produce enough in Liberia before you talk about $45,000 car to be used for only 36 months. Here in the United States and other places where we take car on credit, most of the time you pay for the car for 5 years. And when you don't pay in for that car, your car is still new to go. So where the idea, where 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 does the kind of thinking coming from where they use a $45,000 car or $30,000 car, and after 36 months, you consider it to be scrap, and somebody go and pay $500 and they put it on paper and give it to you. The people were literally selling the vehicle to their friends before the new government could be inaugurated. So the idea that somebody won, government is still on the ground. The member of parliament are there. The city majors are in power. Commissioners of uh, 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 boroughs, various local government officers are working. You got nothing to wait for. You just go in there. The presidency is the least or contractual position of the government. You are taking oath to serve the country guided by law. So, like you said, we're waiting for uh, from January. Okay, let's say the last one. I remember the last election, the second round, November 14. It was over that somebody being selected or elected president of Liberia. The person being inaugurated by the provision of the Liberian Constitution, January 22nd, and we were watching the show. And what happened in between? People were taking things from government offices, and the, the ordinary people were chatting about this thing, all the other offices being ended by the other minister, this and that, and everything went before they could take over. Everything was like nothing functioning, nothing can function. So it would just be a good thing for us to define what a military form of government is in Liberia, because unlike like the United States have a federal system, if they are waiting for that period, nobody goes around to take any government property and sell it. In fact, the states are independent. The limit of contribution to central government, all of these things are defined on the law. So nobody will go, let's say, go to Buchanan, you are the minister of finance sitting in Monrovia, then I send somebody in Buchanan, say, go to the port. Uh, the director will give you uh, some money. God will not even want to call it go. A bag of money is sent over physically, and by the time the new government,
Let me
no
just
money.
let me just jump in a little bit.
Mhm.
You know, like you said earlier on, it is our pride to see a Liberian uh, being elected to high office somewhere outside, and this is adding to her CV. But
Oh,
just before we go further, you know, today is Paul's birthday, and
mhm.
Paul is a regular. In fact, Paul is one of the founders of this Portland, Liberia. We scrapped it from scratch, and we've been here for almost 4 years, and we holding on despite all of the difficulties. We're holding on. Nobody's dropping. People dropping, but at least three of us stay hold on. And Paul celebrates his birthday today. And the reason why I'm mentioning the age of the bottom line Liberia is that it's not easy to live long. To live long is hard. We got too many problems. Sometimes we get sick. Sometimes we got so many problems. But to be
Yeah,
able to make it through, you must be strong. So we want to say, Paul, congratulations on behalf of the bottom line Liberia, and all of our listeners as well. I know individually they will not be able to say congratulations to you, but this day comes once a year. And I was there just last Saturday. Tomorrow is going to be maybe 1 week since I celebrated mine. So I got to wait again for the next June 29. And for you, Paul, you got to wait again for the next July 5, which will be next year. And so it's a long way. But we want to say congratulations to you, and we wish you God's bountiful blessing. It's not, unfortunately, a lot of people do not see this day many times. But for us who have come thus far, it's only by the grace of God and His mercy. So, on behalf of the group, I say happy birthday to you and congratulations.
Well,
Happy birthday, Paul. We wish you more and more wonderful years on the face of the earth, and continue to make God will give you strength to continue your contribution to your society and the world at large. Happy birthday.
And this is a birthday treat from Chadela Brown Chilipre as well.
okay. Well, thanks. It's good to be among the living. As always said, nobody know whether we have hell or heaven, but living, being among the living, we could be in heaven here in paradise. So I'm happy to be among the living. And today, I'll say thank to the Almighty God for giving me another year. So that's what I'll say. And I have a lot of messages today on Facebook and Instagram. Overwhelming messages. So after the show, if I go reply to everybody, it just overwhelmed today that people have reached out to me to wish me happy birthday. So I would say happy birthday to myself too. So to be among the living, it's good to be here. Thanks, you guys.
That's the law of nature. Say myself, even God Himself said, "Me, God." So if you don't say me, nobody will say do or you. Okay, so we want to also say congratulations to our sister, Dr. Miata Famule. She's a pride for us Liberians, and we hope that many Liberians around the world can go into the system. Let's learn how other systems operate. I'm in the Labour Party as well, and I serve on 2 committees. Who knows? One day I might just decide to run, and I can win, and be member of parliament here. But
let's share this one more time because this is interesting. This is first of its kind to have a Liberian to be elected as member of parliament in the British, in the UK. This is first of its kind. So we know we have, like local council, you have few people in it, but to reach to that level, and this girl, let me pull a picture up again. She was economic advisor to the former Prime Minister David Cameron, the conservative David Cameron. Yeah, she was the economic advisor. She is a PhD holder, very smart. So going for this seat, I mean, she could be in a cabinet pretty soon, in a Labour cabinet. We should watch out for her. Her brother is also a newscaster for one of the biggest news media institution here, Sky News. So they're doing well. So I just want to let me share this one here with everybody to see her on the podium about her. Let me share this quickly. Yes, you can see that.
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I think it's coming up, but it's slow.
Hold on, let me bring.
It should be loading.
Can you see her? She's up.
No, it's not yet. It's not yet up. Oh, now
it's okay.
Up. Yeah. Okay, so at least, yeah. And
is the internet a little bit slow?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So this is saying is there. You see up here. Can you see this one?
Yeah, Labour's Miata formerly elected PM as Prime Minister. Parliament as member of Parliament, rather. Yeah. Beckham.
You see that?
So
Yeah, member of
so
parliament.
we are happy. Yeah, we are happy. We are proud that at least they didn't say one Liberian girl was caught shoplifting. She was caught doing bad things. But
Mhm.
this is our pride. And uh, I don't know, Mr. Mowe, good news don't travel too much in Liberia. Only bad
Mhm.
news. Ask
Yeah.
some people whether they know about this girl being elected or this woman, this Dr. Miata Formula being elected as member of parliament in Liberia. They will say, we know. But if they are said this woman was involved in some criminal activities, God forbid, oh, Liberian people will take employment that, hey, oh, they just living there, they're not doing
Mhm.
nothing. Listen, but this one, they see it as anything. So I don't know how you guys think about that. They know the crab mentality. When it's not them, it shouldn't be anybody. They will pull you down if you try your best. But yeah, oh yeah, first when she's pretty young. She got her PhD and she's been working. Like Paul said, she was an economic advisor to the former Prime Minister David Cameron. And then now she's member of parliament. Some people pretend like they know, they ain't hear it.
Mhm.
Or if there was some bad news, oh man, they will put it in the basket and be selling it all around town.
And the way they were carried is they will call the father name first.
Yeah, that they said that who done all that Henry Formula done all. Hey,
Yeah, so Henry Family, that was Henry Family daughter.
yeah,
Nyata was caught in a Catholic house in London and being put in prison.
yeah.
They will call the
That
parents
one
name
they
first.
carry.
Yeah. So the
So,
thing is,
when you hear the name Miata formula, who it referred to, our famous Miata formula, he named his daughter
Yeah,
after his
yes.
sister.
A lot of people might think, oh yeah, is that singer Miata Formula who was what position she held recently? She was
She was
the
the,
the
the
inaugural,
yeah,
inaugural
the coordinator for
president,
inauguration, right?
yeah,
yeah,
And then what happened?
the money got missing, and that's her niece
money.
now.
Now,
So,
what actually happened over there, it was the same thing we just discussed when election takes place, they put a space in between for people to prepare
yeah.
the lie hole in their pockets and this and that.
Yeah,
Miata was scary. She's not an ordinary person who's supposed to run or walking around to go beg to find out ministry who are coming for the money. The money is supposed to be given. So what they did between the two political parties, the incoming, the outgoing, their chairmen then were involved, and the chairman of the new party had to bribe the outgoing finance minister to get share of that money. So the money landed in their hand. It did not land in the committee's hand. So if you heard her, she said, if you follow the development, that 5 days to the time, the money had not been reported to the committee.
Hmm.
What is that? So later on, we heard part of the money was found with the Reverend Doctor or what his full name or Tappet.
Uh,
So that money on Facebook had the money, had the national money got into a political party hand. The money should have only been in the hands of the committee member of the national committee that were established
hmm.
and not into any political party hand that you were to go divide money in the various countries for the political party or group to have celebration. Constitutionally, the inauguration is constitutional that it takes place in the capital of the Republic of Liberia
Mm-hmm.
and not anywhere else. You can only invite local officials to attend. Normally, we had places where prepared the chiefs and other people would come. So they dignify the inauguration. Not for a political party to say, you gave our share of the money so that our various headquarters in counties will celebrate. That's the first sitting of the Waka-led government against the Liberian people's will. And that money, I say demand, and not only me, but Liberia demand have to put that money back in government's cover. Or else somebody will be held accountable in the damn meaning. That money should be put back. Because they embarrassed me and that formula to the extent that the program, the way it should have been organized, it was not. Then lately, shamefully, I think other 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, they called somewhere to honor her. After you disgrace her, what kind of honoring is that? Everybody knew that the program was messed up. The program was messed up. You
But you know,
having a, yeah,
again, they
go
say
ahead.
if you don't cook yourself in tomato cup, they will not dish you out with bamboo stick. Because Miata family shouldn't even be, at that level. I mean, I'm not saying that she's too big though to serve her country, but where you have she should have just said, okay, since the money is not coming to me, and of course I am the one in charge. I'm the one being named as head of the committee, but the money is not coming to me. I think let me just step aside and forget about the whole thing. But then she decided to go for it, and she was just sitting there while other people were playing with the money, and it was her name that was going. Who is the committee head, Amiata formula, and stuff like that. So you got to know yourself. If you are elephant, you got to know your own weight. If you don't know your own weight, you think that you are light. You are not light. You are elephant.
That's correct. But yeah, what happened? That's why you have to have a strong political will. You're not mindful. The pieces, the pieces of advice can also dump you. So now you want to take action and say, oh, you can't do it. So, oh, you can't do it. Oh, no, you can't leave it. Man, that you can't leave it at that. You can't leave it at that. No, everybody wanted to come back, whole around to bring dignity to Liberia because
Mhm.
the class of intelligentsia were preaching this politics of Liberia being disgraced. On the we are the administration. That was the campaign. So everybody wanted to come back to dignify the country. Mianda found herself in a stage that she could not, but other people were saying no, they will bring it, they will do this, and blah, 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 until the day came. If you observe that what happened, and before the day could be over, we noticed that the money was found some of the money was found in Reverend Tapper's hand.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that is done and gone, and that's not the first time. And nothing good will come from there.
Yeah, why I wanted to end it up there, if you see somebody that yak it, I know I don't really appreciate when he abuses the public because abusing in the public means you are abusing the public. Everybody, you can
Yeah,
say
everybody.
something to a man, you can say something to a man or to a person per se, say what is right. You want to tell that person instead of abusing. But again, when people are limited to some degree or they get over frustrated, they don't know how to express their feeling, then they come to public abusing. But if you know what it means to abuse in the public, you won't do that because if you use a word in the public, you are abusing the very public that you are claiming to get support from all that you are fighting for. So you can't abuse in the public just openly because you want to express your feeling. So like she could just say I'm gone, but people were there, oh no, you can't do it, oh no, you can't do it. So at the end, it seemed that she was blamed and they know she knew it, but she decided to be silent because she stood there and everything went on. But something went wrong. Everybody saw it. I think the rest of political parties, she was demanded the Unity Party to put that money back into government's cover. It should not only be CDC talking and anybody talking and say, oh, you are sedition. It
Hmm.
never happened in our history where the national inaugural fund is given to a political party or a divided between the parties. You take the one, I take the one. No. Okay, let's go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. I think Paul is coming back, but let me. Recently, we heard of you know some 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 scuffles at plantation. I mean, at B Mountain, and other places. And there were some people who died and stuff like that. But Jefferson Koichi is coming up with this big accusation. And Jefferson Koichi, the reason I'm bringing this story, I don't know,
Yeah.
but let me read it because the prints are too small. It says plantation of massacre. CDC's Secretary General Koichi accuses Unity Party-led government of masterminding killings of innocent Liberians or citizens. Now, the reason I'm bringing this story is very simple. I don't buy Jefferson Koichi talking all these things. If Okweji that we just saw as certain mayor for 6 years, Okweji who was certain major who led, who led several counter protests against protesters, and some of those protests went bloody. The latest one was a boy from the Student Unification Party who was beaten and badly wounded, and up to now nothing happened. If Okweji can come now and begin to accuse UP government of, I'm not playing the devil's advocate here. I'm not backing any of them. But what I'm saying is, if I was caught stealing yesterday, and everybody know I'm the rogue in the town, in the village, then somebody to steal, and then I can't begin to blow waste on the man. So who am I? What do I call myself for? And Albert, who am I? Am I the saint? Should I be the messenger to bring the message of this person stealing something that I've been doing that everybody know me for? So I don't know what you guys think about this story. Okweji,
Yeah.
one person blowing wisdom about CDC, killing innocent people. I know no government should kill anybody. But here we are.
Okay. What to say there is that sometimes the interpretation of democracy, people take it for a joke. If you come out in the public and you say those kind of things, please, you don't have to say you are under arrest. A communication from government should be sent to that individual, the coaches, to be given a chance. Even take the national radio station to come and prove his statement. Okay? And not necessary for you to say you are under arrest. So he can get more clarity. Because by now, what I feel as a Liberian national and a human being, all kind of things were said about this fellow criminality over the years. So even for a certain government to be in Monrovia, before any investigation into this thing that he was accused of, and he making statement like an angel, then you wonder why should we have election in Liberia? Because the same kind of people will be back. They will be there. One of my own letter sisters, we were speaking, she lives in Indiana, we're talking, saying, hey man, this thing is so embarrassing. Anytime we have election, we can't change the government. Look at that kind of statement. Somebody who never sat in a classroom knows the meaning that we never change government. So for Koji, activity remains uninvestigated to prove whether some of the things they were saying is true. Up to now, I am shocked. Because like the case of the former Chief Justice Koroska, there is belief among a lot of people in Monrovia that the killing was not done by them in that house. And if you follow the news clipping of other Gloria was saying, the former justice, Chief of Justice was saying that he will fight into the end, it will not remain at that. So where are the intelligentsia of the Liberian or security? That the killing of the auditors. These are cases that you can't leave undone because they hide the nation's feeling. They give the kind of notion that nothing can be done, nothing is safe in the country. You should not talk, and they will kill you. So cases that the killing of those auditors, the state cannot leave it undone. We have to know the root and who did that killing. If this administration to rescue the nation cannot bring those kind of thing up, then Liberia remains doubtful. So for this city major that were involved in everything, they are not there, but everything that went on, they call his name. And after 5 months, he had not been called to answer for any of these things that people say he did. Now he using his political affiliation with his party to make statement of the theft. Then we got problem.
We get problem. We get problem. I will say it all. We get problem. And I say Liberia is not a normal country. A normal country by this time, this Kochi guy should not be seeing anything. Just yesterday, Kochi was sanctioned for human rights violation because this so-called rescue government that came to power came to steal the work Kochi then did, so they cannot prosecute anyone and bring them to justice. So Kochi get a right to talk. And this is so what Kochi is saying, because they now start pushing the agenda that they want to come back to power because they taste their power, they will start talking to make the people come on their side and bring them back to office so they can do the same criminal thing they did before. But we got news for I think Linford, we're also in Antwerp. Liberians in the diaspora, we are now pushing the case that Liberians overseas have a say in 2029 to put all of these corrupt people that get our country the way it is. So we're in Antwerp, the European Federation Liberian Union is taking this lead in this, that Liberians should be able to vote in all the Liberian embassy across the globe that will have a say, even if it costs us to put people forward to run for president or representative, senators. This is the discussion that going on now. Come 2029, we want to change the dynamic of that country to get people like Jefferson Kochi there and the Darius Dillon there to make fool all the people this time around. Liberians in the diaspora, we are pushing. We'll be having Amara Corner with us on the 25th to the 27th in Germany as the Liberian Independence Day. He won our guest speaker and quite a few of them, and we're pushing the effort. So Liberians all across the globe that we're trying to change the narrative in that country. That will not have people that coach then talking nonsense when they do bad. I rest my case.
But and it makes me to wonder if the guy is really smart, if the guy can think, because here you are sanctioned, and you stay unsanctioned, and he saw his sanction coming because if you remember a long time ago, Alan White or one of these Americans went to Liberia, and Koji even threatened that why they didn't arrest them and jail them, and then people kept warning him. People kept warning him, but then he forgot to know that power is like hot commodity in your hand. Okay,
Yeah.
but this commodity is hot. It's very expensive. It's very dear to you. but at the same time, it's hard. If you do Holy good, it might drop from you one day. And then here they are out of power, and he's telling us we saw pictures of Kweji leading men to go attack people who were protesting. And those people who are protesting have their rights under Chapter 1 of the Constitution to assemble peacefully and protest to create awareness for their government. But Kweji did not know it at that time, and they were moving on people, and some of those, like I said before, some of those protests, counter-protests became bloody. Okay? Then this is a same man who will come on and begin to cry far when somebody doing the identical thing he was doing. So, like I was said, this guy should be under investigation in the first place. But again, I don't blame people like Kweji then. The United Party, when they came to power, some of the things they were supposed to be doing, they did not do it. They decided to go do different things, to run behind people with tenure position to move them from power. They decided to go retrieve what they call assets when they don't even know where the assets are, and they can't even identify them. And so they waste a lot of time. And for them, 6 years is eternity, right? But we've gone 6 months, 7 months coming down the line. And if they're forgetting to know that it's only 1 year, then they got 5 more years. And nothing is doing, more problems coming, no money, no development, civil servant not taking pay, more chaos, more protests, and we'll pay attention to quieting down the protests that will be coming. And in that process, something will happen. And so that's where people like Kweji are coming from to talk. When he should be, in fact, at this time, under investigation because there are enough evidence for which he was sanctioned. So the sanction was not placed on him for nothing. It was things that he was doing. So the government did not go in that direction. So you see, many things that will happen. But again, all I can say is that Kweji, you are not the best messenger to bring this message to us. We know that you were there before, and your footprints are still on the ground. So if anybody else will have to cry, it shouldn't be you. And Paul, I don't know if
Linford, Kochi have all right to cry because they have built this thing into the Liberian people that we have two-party system in Liberia. So one party come and steal, they go and sit down, the other party come and steal. That's why they're pushing the narrative. Yeah, let's become noise makers so we can have the chance to come back. Because if you follow Kochi and others, the performance of Joseph Newman Burka is so poor that you gave Kochi then the edge to talk. This man that came with over 40 plus years experience, from day one, he just been making mistake. So somebody gave you how they call it $100. You take 1 cent from that $100, you be calculating how to put that 1 cent back. It can never be, it will always be 99 cents. From that mistake that you made from the start, you cannot recover from that mistake until you leave because every day something else will be piling up. 7 months into government, they still appointing people. That means they will not get it right. It's just the way it is. So the promises that were made, rule of law was one of the things that they were going to do. They were even going to prosecute Eddie Johnson Sirleaf, that people voted for them. We yet to see that happening. Another thing is when we are government, human lives, the people's salary, when we get to power, we'll bring it back. People still have not taken pay for 7 months. So think on it. The mistake that he had made and then when he got into office, we are saying he left $41 million in the covers. They said no, it was 20 million. Then to find out we are left that amount. And that money, what happened to it? All of that money, 22.4 million went on to road work. And today they found out that money did not get into the right hand. So it just tells you that he got came to wreck the country. So they cannot do anything with Jefferson, Kochi, and others. So Kochi then have the right to talk. It is why it is in Liberia. That's the fact.
Yeah, that's the fact.
Liberia, they were going to prosecute this guy from day one because Omer Burka sat on VOA in America said that he was going to establish an audit group, and you're going to bring international auditors. So now which one anybody is yet to happen. So they're not going to do anything. It's just like young Liberian can say blah, complete nonsense. So the mistake they're making is not going, they're not going to recover from that mistake. So it will be pressure will be adding on them every day. So Jefferson Coach is right to speak because nothing going to happen to him.
Okay, Mr. Moy, Paul mentioned something. Paul
Yes.
talked about, the performance of the government is even giving people, the CDC people, more hope to think that they can come back. And recently, we saw their activities in Monrovia. President Weah is vowing to come back. He vowed that he will win the elections. So, do you think the performance of this government, you think you want to agree with Paul or disagree that the performance of this CDC, UP-led government will give even a dead CDC hope to want to rise from the grave?
So truly, so true. Is truly if they don't change the application or they do not understand how a national government will function, there is greater hope for the sedition because the ordinary Liberians are already of the feeling and thinking that the Weah administration was better for them. As you know, that election went almost it went neck to neck.
Mm-hmm.
But the class of intelligentsia fought. They fought a serious bitter gain to go, and it had a little edge. When you have that kind of victory, you got to be careful anything you say. You got to live by your campaign statement. Why you so wrong? So we watching the king of everything that started with mistakes, even from announcement. Common announcement from the executive marshal was coming with mistakes. Somebody was reporting and signing the presidential degree. President had appointed the following, signed by somebody. You don't sign
And
no degree.
the next day that appointment, that list will be withdrawn, and different
Yes,
one comes out.
you don't sign the president's degrees or the president's statement to the press. You only report what the president said. So we find out that many things they are not doing. If they continue to do, the Liberian people have no hope. Then the person that they feel they can go closer to, because there is an understanding of the ordinary Liberian that the educated people of Liberia, they are the problem. That's why they try ignorant. And if you can prove that the ignorant is better, of course, then they will choose to bring it back.
Yeah.
Then they will choose to bring it back. Because why would you leave cases that civil life, trained professional worker was grabbed in the city, in the capital of Liberia, and killed, and you are there 5 months. Where are the intelligentsia of the Liberian security? But now we are knowing for cases to come or who killed the auditor. We want to know if what Gloria Sky is saying from prison. We want to know those things. Whether somebody went in our house, but that person decided not to harm any other person, but only that innocent girl. It has to be proven. Then for somebody to be hoping that after a few months, we will just take off from jail, president with grant clemency, and you think you're no kind of crap. It will not come, it will not occur well with society. We want justice. That's the Liberian nation nature. We want justice. So if Groraska did that killing, oh, that's a bad dependency as it is. If they didn't do it, they'll be terrified. But the whole lot of things. Look at the appointment, the tenure position. You went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court ruled that you were wrong. Then you come on and suspended the people of their position and you declare to audit them. Who does that? You cannot audit a man in his absence. You audit the man while he's in office, especially a political office, and show him wrong. John, you were not authorized to have spent this kind of money without approval, and you did. You were not authorized to create a position here known as executive director for this, for that. The agency structure was given to you in the statutory booklet, and you did this, you did this, you did that. So you'll be released of your post. At least nobody want to lose job, but that person will be certified. He or she will blame himself. But now the Supreme Court rule, and you brought another issue. You try to challenge the court system, the Supreme Court. Where are you going? It is Supreme Court. It become an opposition group. What happened to the legal system? You will not want to case and please the court.
And this all boils down to the absolute power that we almost give an elected president on our democratic system. We do not have authoritarian form of government. We got democratic form of government where we the citizens say, well, we're putting all of our power in one man by electing you. So if the moment we give you that power, then it becomes absolute authority that you can even silence the court, where even you, the president, is depending on. What if this president has a case with anybody and then the case goes to the Supreme Court? What will he do? Or what does he expect? Does he expect the Supreme Court? But again, like I said, power, there is something inherently wrong with people in power, and I hate to limit it to Black people or Liberians. A Black man gets power, he gets drunk. He will use that power to suppress any other person around him, to want everybody to just follow him and be submissive. He will use that power if he was poor to get money. The opposite side is if the Black man or Liberian man gets money, he will use that money to suppress every other forces around him and submit everybody under him, and he will use that same money to get power. So the both things are very bad for Liberians, money and power. And that's why we have all these troubles in Liberia. Because if they get one of them, they'll use it to get the other one. And if they get both, it becomes even worse. Congo men say worse. So, we're not going to be here too long. But Paul, is there anything that you want us to touch? And then, we can start making our closing rounds.
Well, the thing is,
well, today's your birthday. I don't want to spoil your birthday, boy.
Because I already started chilling here with my birthday.
I know, right? I know. I get concerned.
Yeah, so I already. So anyway, the issue, I think next week we need to look at, we're going to compare Liberia to Sierra Leone, Guinea, and other countries around us. And people in Liberia seem not to understand what is democracy. We don't have democracy, because if people understand what is democracy, if they know what to do, they will take the rest step. So we don't have democracy. Look what happened in Kenya. The young people in Kenya understand what is democracy. They move, they call themselves the Generation Z. So that's they call it GZ, the Generation Z. They know they are more than the older generation, and whatever money that the older generation borrow, they're going to pay. In Liberia, every now and then you hear say, we're running to World Bank. We're running to World Bank. But our great-great-grandchildren, they're the one going to pay that money that they're taking off World Bank. And World Bank is one of those places that they always give countries like Liberia money because they just keep you in poverty. And our leaders seems not to understand that. So other leaders around us have seen the light. They now gone to the BRICS nation to take money from there or take some sort of project that they will benefit from. But Liberia is just stuck with the IMF and the World Bank. And it's like in the West here, if you have bad credit rating, if you want bad car, the one in the car that will give you, that they put that will give you heavy finance
Having
because other people
interest on.
cannot. Yeah, your credit rating is so bad. That's why Liberia found herself in. Until we have leaders that will take that bold step to do something different. So, and this thing with America, at some point in time, we'll have to do away with them. Look at the BRICS nation that come together. Could you imagine the big five of that BRICS nation? They hold the world GDP. Take America or Germany is nothing. You get China, you get Russia, you get Brazil, you get India, South Africa, the big five. Now, all of countries now applying for the BRICS currency. So Liberia, we need to look at it. Let's do the comparison with other countries around or the level at which they're going. Yes, Sierra Leone there when it took went to Russia to get to do an MOU to build a nuclear power in Sierra Leone for electricity. Think on it. That's what I want to say.
Your president and when you were fighting your take picture.
Yes.
I think Comrade Philippines nailed it. But yeah, what we need to do as Liberians. That what you said that we are hoping to come together to get prepared for 2029. I think that more we should do before 2029. Countries are being blessed to be led by democratic culture, open economy, safe security system. Most of those people that influence the society came from the outside. I mean, from diaspora community. So Liberia, we need to find the nucleus of our thinking, what we want to do. Do we just want to support somebody to come to power or we want a system? So that if we put you there today, if you win today, you're not going by that system, we should just do it at the British or any democratic country, ask you to step down. For example, I remember in the Nigerian parliament, there was a guy who was so rich in influence to win the speaker position in parliament. Then he had a big academic degree. He came from Canada. And he influenced people with money and he won. What the Nigerians did, they sat behind him. He had not entered the university in Canada that he said he graduated from. That one point alone was enough to take him from the parliament, from the speakership. So if we sit down and wait for 12 or 6 years to pass somebody that Bill Tuareg of River says, Nathaniel McGee or McGeeby. These are Bassa speaking counties in Liberia now. The national joke say what? The Bassa men are coke and rolls, right?
Yeah, you can say land.
Yeah.
We sell them for small fish. But me,
No fish.
if you were living in Monrovia in the 70s and 80s, Tonight is a roll. You will hear the roll. Bassa roll. Of course. And most of the time you find that it's a Bassa person. So Bostonians that share larger portion of our country should be proud and be ashamed for somebody who stole national money, the Riverside candidate, to send him to represent you in parliament. If I were in parliament, the difference would be between Yeager and me. I would say the issue and not to abuse. You think I will let somebody virtual record who can't say something in front of me while in parliament? I will yet tell him to shut down. We're not talking about rule here. This is the Liberian people parliament. Only men and women or clean house can be here. One other thing is look at the salary structure. That compromises the entire sense of being over there. Because in 1974, there are not been any law that passes the salary of civil servant must be there, the salary of representative to be there. Ellen developed that formula because he was unpopularly elected or placed in office in Liberia. So that anything she said, it will be supported. And you have somebody that didn't come in and talking it at a level, oh, yeah, when they gave me 10,500 will go to Mesorado County, I will not take the whole money. That is not why we send you to parliament, and not why we send you to the Senate. If it is wrong, that salary structure, anybody who want to save Liberia, the President Bwaka, that should be the first thing to attack. Because Liberia does not have that kind of money to pay. If you pay somebody $10,000 in Liberia, then the ordinary Liberia, even a stripper, to be able to be paid 1,500 Liberian United States dollar per month. If you can pay somebody 15,000 to sit in parliament. So the whole thing is a mockery. First, like I said, agriculture minister in Liberia, anybody, a gainful, every agriculture year is 12 months in Liberia. But now we should have demonstration funds or sample funds arranged in various regions among the counties or within counties, so that within 1 year, you have enough food in our country. What the purpose of carrying road? And for people to come to commute.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have no program, yeah, as we speak, same day, I've been on the thing, somebody called me from Riverside. There's an area in Riverside they call Pro.
Yeah, no problem.
Pro is a virgin land. I don't know how many years. And the place you literally see the natural resources like the underground one, the gold and diamond. People go there and pick it. Over the year from early administration through we are administration, some people in government and other people know the security system knows. They take the headquarters from Accra over the land into Cross. And they say they're carrying some rat to test. Can you imagine the headquarters landing into the forest from the forest to another country from early administration? It went through we administration. And it's still going on. So now some kind of way they say, okay, they're carrying a company there to tell the people, the brand food and say, oh, the people will come, you will benefit from what is termed as corporate social benefit. And I've been telling my people, corporate social benefit cannot be applied to developing countries because you don't have the land prepare for that. In communities that are already demarcated, roads are there, lands are defined. Community land here, while the community want to do something there, they're hoping that in the future they will build a school there, a market, or a gym. So when companies that Walmart in the United States move to a community, they be coming. When the people go to discuss, they tell them what they have. First thing is their first benefit, 50% of your ordinary employee will come from this community. You have to agree to that. 15% of your managerial staff will come from this community. You have to agree to that. Other than that, it's not going through. So, can we do it in Liberia? No. So, why not? They go and demonstrate fraud for those people. They inherited those riches from their ancestors. It is an inalienable right given to them as owner. God gave it to them. And you in Monrovia, you are giving people lessons to go and just take it. Then they give you something, but they should not receive anything. When they try to say, oh, we pay our taxes to government. Which country in the world does that, that you give somebody lesson, but they can take any resources from your country? You get a sign and say you go to Riverside, you go to the area they call the Bear Mountain, and let them march it to them, and they go. The only thing they're going to be can they carry liquors and be prostituting with the local community, and they take everything out of there. Those things are for the people. Let them sell it. If you're taking gold and diamond from there, how do they sell gold and diamond? They sell it by per grams, right? Please, let the local people put their representative. If whatever you're taking at 1 gram, what is supposed to get, let it be calculated on a daily basis. When they get their money, let them find souvenir company. The souvenir engine company will be able to build a road. Lockers are not souveniring group to build your road. The only thing they will find a way to build a path to reach that area that they want to reach. But our
Right.
people will block food. Our people can do it that way.
You know, that's a Liberian story. It goes long, 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 and long and long, and it doesn't seem to have an end because we've tried everything you can think about. We've tried educated people, it didn't work. The common people were there. At least we used to find water and rice to eat. Then now we say, oh, no, let's bring our own country people. Then it became worse. So we it's like we're going around and round and round until we can find the rightful people. But in the process of finding the rightful people, it will take us long. We'll suffer enough before we can find, if ever we'll find the rightful people. But Paul, like what you said, you know, I remember that vividly from from Antwerp. We discussed this thing. I think the diaspora Liberians will have to step in, and when we stepping in, we must step in with a giant step. I think that because we've had coup. It didn't change anything. We grabbed 13, leaving him up and put on the poor and kid then. Nothing changed. It even became worse. Then we say, oh no, we brought war. The war damaged everything. It didn't work. Then we say, okay, I'll try our own country boy. We try, nothing worked. So what we're going now? So we'll go to God to give Gabriel to come, or where will we go? Or should we just abandon the country? So I think like the Liberian problem is always a fairy tale. We'll continue to explain it until we can find the rightful people who will lead our country. And I don't know if God is going to ever bring that group of people to us. What?
No,
Take over and close the show.
We have the group of people But in Liberia, the guys that corrupt our people, that when you get the little capital, they make the good people to look irrelevant and they lie on them. They label them all sort of ways. But this time around, the discussion is on that everyday business for 2029, we will make, we don't want, if you don't send money to Liberia, the people they won't survive. You are the bread basket of Liberia. Why you don't have decision in a country that you spend all your money in? It does not make sense. Then the people there, they take the money, they do the wrong thing. So this time around, we must be able to vote wherever we are in this world. That's one, because that is what they're afraid of. People in Liberia, look, we get 5 million people. How many people register to vote in Liberia? Under 2 million people register to vote, and most of them didn't even go to the election. So if you gave us the opportunity in the diaspora to vote, we will make the decision. And whoever we put in there, like we will put Darius Dillon, for him, we're supposed to write a petition to get him out. Civil account, if you lie to somebody, if you lie to a group of people that you gave them money every year, I think Monserrato need to sue him to Supreme Court because he promised Monserrato, how much is he making 10,000? You're going to get 5,000 back. Where's that money? People like that, we should force them to resign. So the discussion that is going, we must have a say in the 2029 election. If we put our candidate, we know the people that will put up. If we support anybody, the Rebel Cell, Grand Bassa, all the big county that will plan people there to do the right thing for Liberia, we must do it. We have that right to do it. We put our money there.
Yes, I
So,
think we
guys,
should.
I think that does it for this evening. We want to say thank you to Mr. Albert Mawel, and also Paul the Lord Tripley. Congratulations on your day, boy. And we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful time, and may God bless all of you. And for those of you following us from wherever you are, we want to say thank you for following. This is Important Land Liberia. My name is Linford Goa. We're going to be back here on Tuesday. But if anything interesting happens, wow, who knows? We'll just pop in and always keep on a look for the alert from us, like our page, and you'll always receive the alert from us whenever we come on. And that's how we like to leave you. We see you here on Friday again, same time, and together we'll be discussing the issues.